அனைத்து யூடியூப் நண்பர்களுக்கும் என் நெஞ்சார்ந்த வணக்கங்களை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். நாம் இந்த பக்தி சிந்தனா சேனலின் மூலம் வெளியிடும் எல்லா வீடியோக்களும் பக்தியின் முக்கியத்துவத்தை மக்களுக்கு உணர்த்தி அவர்களை நல்வழியில் செலுத்தி பக்தி மார்க்கத்தில் அவர்களின் மனதை பயணப்படுத்தி அதனால் சமுதாயத்திற்கு நன்மை தருபவைகளாக இருக்கச் செய்ய தூண்டும் ஒரு கருவி, அதாவது கேட்டலிஸ்டாக உள்ளது. மக்களை நல்வழியில் கொண்டு செல்ல பக்தி மார்க்கமே சிறந்தது என்பதை பல அறிஞர்களும் மகான்களும் தமது நூல்களின் மூலமாகவும் பாடப்பிரவச்சனம் மற்றும் தங்களின் வாழ்க்கை தத்துவங்களை விளக்கும் அவதாரங்களின் மூலமாகவும் விளக்கியிருக்கிறார்கள். எனவே இந்த பக்தி சிந்தனா சேனலின் குறிக்கோளை மக்கள் மனத்தில் வைத்து இன்னும் இது போன்ற நல்ல வீடியோக்களை இந்த சேனலில் கொண்டு வந்து வெளியிட தங்களின் ஒத்துழைப்பும் கடவுளின் அருளும் துணையாக அமையும் என்று முழு நம்பிக்கையுடன் நாம் இன்றைய வீடியோ எண் 54 நுழைவோம் வாரீர். நண்பர்களே, நாம் ஸ்ரீமத் பகவத் கீதா எ விஷன் என்ற தலைப்பில் இதுவரை 2வது சாப்டர் சாங்கிய யோகத்தில் 50 ஸ்லோகங்களை முந்தைய வீடியோக்களில் கண்டோம். இன்று இந்த வீடியோ எண் 54 மூலமாக அதே சாங்கிய யோகத்தில் 51வது ஸ்லோகம் முதல் நாம் ஸ்ரீ பகவான் மக்களுக்கு அறிவுறுத்தும் தத்துவங்களை காணலாம் வாரீர். ஸ்லோகம் எண் 251. கர்மஜம் புத்தியுக்தாஹி பலம் த்யக்த்வா மனீஷிணः ஜன்மபந்த விநிர்முக்தாக பதம் கச்சந்தியநாமயம். சமபுத்தியுடைய ஞானிகள் வினைப்பயனை விட்டுவிட்டு பிறவித்தலையை நீக்கி துன்பமற்ற பதவியை நிச்சயம் அடைகிறார்கள். Sri Bhagavan speaks. Those jnanis who stand in the middle of everything that is maintaining neutrality are relieved from karma bandha. They are released from karma phala. So automatically they are relieved from the routine births and deaths, and they attain a worryless greater jnana status. A yogi is converting this worldly life which contains full of sorrows into a life which is not difficult. He takes all those which creates janmas into birthless status. A great effort of a man is to make a difficult one into a worryless one. Once Lord Shiva converts poison which comes for killing him into a Amridapana, that is Devapana, which saves his life. So he is called Vaitishwaran, that is great Vishavaidya, that is destroyer of poison. Likewise, a karma which comes to a man for binding him will be converted into a mukti marga by a karma yogi. Such an action is only a great action out of all. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's Upadesha. Using anitya things in worldly life attain nitya stage. So indications for one's having attained such a greater status is as follows. ஸ்லோகம் எண் 252. யதா தே மோக கலிலம் புத்திர் வியதித்தரிஷ்யதி ததா கந்தாசி நிர்வேதம் ஸ்ரோதவ்யஸ்ய ஸ்ருதஸ்ய. ஹே பார்த்தா, உன் அறிவு எப்போது முட்டாள்தனம் என்னும் முறையிலிருந்து விடுபடுமோ அப்போது கேட்கப் போவதிலும் கேட்டதிலும் பற்றற்ற தன்மையை அடைவாய். ஹே பார்த்தா, when your wisdom crosses the dirt called avivegam, that is having too much affection on worldly pleasures by not knowing about Atma, at that time you will get relieved from whatever you heard and also whatever you are going to hear on worldly pleasures. When we do not understand the difference between Atma and Anatma, that is Jivan's existence and non-existence, this stage is called avivegam. When vivegam emerges, the man knows the truth. One who knows about the dream is not bothered about the dreams he heard so far and the dreams about which he is going to hear, and both are meaningless. As such, one who knows about the truth of this worldly life doesn't have oscillation in mind about what he hear about this worldly life. When Arjuna asks Sri Bhagavan as to when he will attain such a greater status, answer comes from Sri Bhagavan in the coming next sloka. ஸ்லோகம் எண் 253. ஸ்ருதிவிப்ரதிபன்னா தே யதா ஸ்தாஸ்யதி நிஸ்ஸலா சமாதாவச்சலா புத்திஸ்ததா யோகமவாப்ஸ்யசி. பல வார்த்தைகளை கேட்டு கலங்கும் உன் அறிவு ஆத்மாவிடம் எப்போது அசையாது உறுதியுடன் நிற்குமோ அப்போது நீ ஞானத்தை பெறுவாய் என்றார் ஸ்ரீ பகவான். Sri Bhagavan speaks, your buddhi, after having heard all about the worldly pleasures, gets confused. When it goes and stands stronger in Atma, you will attain the stage of yoga. It's quite natural that one's mind gets confused on hearing about the pleasures which are not experienced by him. Nobody asks a question to others, am I still alive or dead? One can know about his life with pratyaksha, that is with open body sensations. Other than this, no such pramana, that is acceptance method, is required. When a mind gets weakened and stands in Atma Swarupa, it is called Samadhi. This itself will tell all praising words about Atma Swarupa. At this stage, both Atma Jnana and Yoga are fulfilled, and a man attains the higher position which is expected of him. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's Upadesha. Initially, go towards Sri Isvara and hold his feet. Then start searching for matters which are required for worldly life. Don't go against this rule. If you enter into worldly life after attaining Atma Jnana, you will not get mind oscillation. Now Arjuna has an opportunity to ask a question to Sri Bhagavan. So he expresses his doubt to Sri Bhagavan in the next sloka. Slokam 2:54. Sri Arjuna Uvacha Sthitaprajnasya Kapasha Samadhistasya Keshava Sthitadihi Kim Prabhasesheta Kimasita Prajeta Kim. உடனே அப்போது அர்ஜுனன் ஸ்ரீ கிருஷ்ண பகவானை பார்த்து, கேசவா, சமாதியில் நிலைத்த பூரண ஞானியின் இலக்கணம் யாது? உறுதியான அறிவுடையவன் எதை பேசுகிறான், எப்படி அமர்கிறான், எங்கனம் நடக்கிறான் என்று கேட்டான். Paripurna, that is Gnana fully attained, Gnani's Lakshana, that is appearance, is explained in the upcoming Slokas number 254 to 272. Sri Arjuna speaks to Sri Bhagavan. Keshava, what is the Lakshana, that is appearance of a Gnani who has fully attained the Samadhi stage? How a person who has stronger mind speaks, and about what subject, how he sits and how he walks. One who has attained Samadhi, Brahmajnani and Sthitaprajnan, all these nomenclatures explain about the same stage. A Gnani who learns and feels Paripurna has become a Paripurnan. When such a kind of person is staying in Samadhi, what is the nature of his Antakarana, that is inner feelings? When others make him turn to outside world, what will be his reactions? When one likes to write good, will keep a sample of such things, that is one of such good writing sample material in front of him. Likewise, an artist who likes to draw will keep the best drawing sample before him. As such, keeping Paripurna state is possible in everything. So, it is applicable in Anmiga section also. For those who learnt many things and developed their wisdom also, this is applicable. For those who try to attain such a state also, it explains what are the sadhanas, that is practices they have to undertake, etc. So, keeping this higher stage as their aim, what all efforts they take for attaining this aim are called yoga sadhanas. In the coming 18 slokas, the yoga sadhanas, both short and long, are explained. Slokam 2:55. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Prajahati Yada Kaman Sarvan Partha Manogatan Atman Yevatmana Dushtaga Sthita Prajnastadochyate. அதற்கு ஸ்ரீ பகவான் பதில் கூறத் தொடங்கினார். ஹே பார்த்தா, உள்ளத்தில் எழுகின்ற ஆசைகளையெல்லாம் நீக்கி ஆத்மாவில் ஆத்ம திருப்தி அடைந்திருப்பவன் நிலையான அறிவுடையவன் என்று கூறப்படுகிறான். ஸ்ரீ பகவான் ஸ்பீக்ஸ். பார்த்தா, one who removes all desires from his mind, make his mind stayed in Atma and get Atma Tripti, that is Atma satisfaction, is called Sthita Prajnan. Sri Bhagavan's answer to the first part of Arjuna's question. Agni is Ushna Swarupa, that is made of heat. Need not go to other products for getting heat. As such, Atma is Ananta Swarupa. Ananda processed by Atma is taken to other objects, and with mental attraction it goes towards them. Such an attraction is called Kama, that is likes. It is formed in the mind like waves in the ocean. When waves striking the port are bigger in size, the bottom portion of the ocean is not visible. Likewise, when Kama waves strikes the mind, Atma's Ananda Swarupa, which is the base for mind, is not visible, and it gets spreaded everywhere. Mind's stale without any Kama waves is very clear, and at that time Atma's Ananda Swarupa is visible to its mind. Once the man knows that whatever he searches for all around the world is available within himself, then he is called Atma Triptan, that is Gnani. who has fully attained Atmajnana. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's Upadesha. One who feels dead even when he is alive, that is, in other words, one whose likes and desires are destroyed like dead body is only a true Atmajnani. The explanation about clearance of mind comes in the next sloka. Slokam in 256. दुःखेष्वनुद्विग्नमनाः सुखेषु विगतस्पृहः வீதராகபயக்ரோதக ஸ்திதஸ்தீர்முனிருச்சியதே. துன்பத்தில் துடிக்காத, இன்பத்தில் விருப்பமில்லாத, பற்று, பயம், கோபம் இல்லாத உறுதியான மனத்தையுடையவன் முனிவன் என்று சொல்லப்படுகிறான். Sri Bhagavan speaks, one who doesn't feel for any sorrows, doesn't go towards sukha, that is happiness, and without having any affection, fear and anger with stronger mind is called Muni, that is keeping away from all such feelings. This world is having many occasions which brings sorrows. It will not affect a person who is clear in his mind. By adding more number of wooden samittus, that is wooden pieces, Agni flames can be increased. Desires are not getting grown in a strong-minded jnani. Even if there is increase in the materials which gives sukha, happiness, he will not go towards them. He leaves from all these three feelings, affection, fear and anger, and attain the higher position. So people should not have any affection towards worldly objects. Normally people will not have affection towards a snake or marana, that is death, but they have fear about them. This status also is not advisable. As going without affection, we should go also without fear. Bhima has no affection towards his enemies and also no fear about them, but he has got very much anger towards them. That is also not recommended. Any mind without affection, fear and anger is only qualified as disciplined mind. If mind goes to such a status, then it becomes clear. One who treats both happiness and sorrows equally and without having likes, dislikes and fear is called Nirajnani. That is Jnani who attained Mukti, that is higher position. Anyone who has Manasila, that is higher status of disciplined mind, is called Muni. Like Tailadare, that is animal which always lives in wet area, one whose mind is always stays in Atma Sarupa is called Muni. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Upadesha. Try to control your kama in indriyas. If you win this, your sharira will get some changes. In order to keep all indriya shakti into Atma Sarupa, a nadi, that is pulse called medai, that is a nadi is getting grown, which is the major change in sharira. After this growth of medai nadi, one will get greater jnana about this Atma. Slokam எண் 257. யஹ சர்வத்ரா நபிஸ்நேகஸ்தத்தத் பிராப்ய சுபாசுபம் நாபிநந்ததி ந துவேஷ்டி தஸ்ய பிரஜ்ஞா பிரதிஷ்டிதா. எவன் எங்கும் பற்றற்றவனாய் சுகம் தருவனவற்றை பெற்று மகிழாமலும் கேடு தருவனவற்றை பெற்று நொந்து கொள்ளாமலும் இருக்கின்றானோ அவனது அறிவு உறுதியடைகிறது. For second part of the question, how a Muni keeps in touch with outside world, answer comes in this sloka. Sri Bhagavan speaks, anyone who is not affectionate of anything, not to feel happy in getting good fortunes and also not to feel bad while getting sorrows, etc., his wisdom gets stronger and stronger. This world is having both good and bad things. Those who are fond of worldly pleasures suffer happiness and sorrows. But for Jnani, who is not affectionate of anything in the world, is not affected by all such worldly vishayas. So he is neither praising nor hurting anyone. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Upadesha. When we see from the top of the mountain, both grass and big trees are seen as a plain terrain. As such, for a person who attained Brahma Sakshatkaram, all objects in the world can be seen as same. At that time, there is no difference between good and bad and top and bottom, etc. for him. For Arjuna's question, how a Muni speaks, answer comes in the next sloka. Slokam எண் 258. Yada samharate sayachayam kurmos நானீவ சர்வசக இந்திரியாணீந்திரியார்த்தேப்யஸ்தஸ்ய பிரஜ்ஞா பிரதிஷ்டிதா. ஆமை தன் அவயவங்களை அடக்கிக் கொள்வது போல வெளியுலகப் பொருள்களிடமிருந்து புலன்களை முழுதும் இழுத்துக்கொள்ள வல்லவனுக்கு நிறைஞானம் நிலை பெறுகிறது. Sri Bhagavan speaks, Kurma, that is tortoise, inserts in all its indriyas, that is organs, into its shell. As such, anyone who takes away his indriyas from outside objects and inserts all such organs inside like tortoise is able to get nirajnana, that is fully attained sthita prajna, and he stands in this state ever long. Tortoise always inserts all indriyas inside its shell in order to protect it from dangers. One who handles his indriyas very easily and knows to control them always makes all such organs to focus inside. This method is called pratyakaram. It is such that as one who locks his house door and without involving himself in outside vyavakara, that is activities, etc., Gnani closed the doors of his indriyas and stayed calm and happy in samadhi state. So such a stayal in samadhi is only a true status of a nirajnani. A fish which gets troubling in land will feel comfortable when it is left back in water. Atmajnani also has such a feeling as a fish while in Atmaswarupa. It is quite natural and it is possible for a jnani to have Purna control of indriyas. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Supadesha. As we all know, snake is very dangerous, Chandu, crawling category living being. It bites anyone who touches it. But a snake handler who knows all Vidyai, that is methods of handling, takes them in his hands and over his neck, etc., like an abharana, that is ornament. As such, for one who attained Atmajnana, no dangers from indriyas would come forever. For Arjuna's question, how a Sthita Prajna sits, answer comes from Sri Bhagavan in the next 3 Slokas. ஸ்லோகம் எண் 259. விஷயாவினிவர்த்தந்தே நிராஹாரஸ்ய தேகினக ரசவர்ஜம் ரசோஸ்பியஸ்ய பரம் திருஷ்டுவா நிவர்த்ததே. இந்திரியங்களை தடுத்து வைப்பவனுக்கு விஷயானுபவங்கள் இல்லை. ஆசை இருந்தாலும் பரமாத்மாவை தரிசித்த பின் அவனது ஆசையும் அழிகிறது. For anyone who has full control over his indriyas, there is no experience on worldly vishayas, that is activities. He has some asa desires, but that too will be wiped off after having Paramatma's darshan. Indriyas of one who is ill will not go into indriyarthas activities, but it has a desire in his mind to go into indriya sukha after getting recovered from it. Same is the case also for one who is in prison. For one who is doing tapas is also the same. He can't avoid the worldly pleasures. The seeds after getting roasted in fire will not grow. As a chintana on worldly pleasures should leave his mind. Sri Bhagavan is calling this feeling as rasam. So the terms rasam, vasana and asa are the same. Asa should not grow again and it should get destroyed. In order to cut the roots of asa, if one sees all small pleasures also as Sri Bhagavan, then his mind will not go towards those pleasures either with asa or fear. Instead, they will praise them as Sri Bhagavan's Srishti. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Supadesha. A boy who is dressed like lion makes a sound like lion. On seeing this, his sister is scared to see him and is running out of fear without seeing him. After he removed all his lion dress, she is relieved from the fear. As such, people of this world also see everything with either asa or fear. After the screen of this Maya world is removed, he sees Paramporul, that is only God in the Prapancha. For those who see the world as Paramporul, that is God, there is no such fear or asa. ஸ்லோகம் எண் 260. யததோஹ்யபி கௌந்தேய புருஷஸ்ய விபசிதக இந்திரியாணி பிரமாதீனி ஹரந்தி பிரசபம் மனக. ஹே குந்தியின் மைந்தா, நெறி நிற்கும் நல்லறிஞது உள்ளத்தையும் கொந்தளிப்புள்ளே இந்திரியங்கள் பலவந்தமாக பற்றி இழுக்கின்றன. Sri Bhagavan speaks. Indriyas, that is organs which are always burning with attraction on worldly pleasures, are pulling even the mind of a well-disciplined, sincere man with good intellect. Indriyas are very sensitive and are also very bad catalysts in attraction of worldly pleasures. Even it affects Tavayogi very much and it tries to divert their mind towards the world. Following these worldly pleasures is equivalent to a savari, that is riding forest horse. It even makes the persons full of intellect to fall down. If that is the case for those who are wise, then what will happen to an ordinary man? A man becomes great to the level up to which he wins indriyas. The measurement of anyone's or society's refinement can be judged only on seeing the control level of indriyas. A disciplined indriyas control is called as greater development. For development in both this birth and its next birth, indriya nigraha is the only solution. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Supadesha. As people in a house surrounded by Vishajandus will have to be careful all the time, the people who lives in this world also should not go into kama, that is desires for acquiring money, etc., and should live very carefully. நண்பர்களே, ஸ்ரீ பகவான் மேற்கூறிய ஸ்லோகங்களில் அறிவுறுத்தியபடி நாமும் இந்திரிய சுக துக்கங்களினின்றும் வெளிவந்து பற்றற்றவராக இந்த உலக ஆசைகளை துறந்து வாழ முயற்சிப்போமாக. தேங்க்யூ ஆல்.